Welcome, welcome to the check-in report. Breaking news. Cassie is cooperating with the feds against the diddler. Welcome to the check-in report, ladies and gentlemen. This ran across my desk, ran across my timeline. It has come to my attention that Diddy's longtime girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, beautiful young lady, is now reportedly cooperating with the feds, the federal agents, the Federal Bureau of Investigation against the diddler. Blow this up. This is by TMZ. Cassie cooperates with feds in probe. Others talking as well. Now we kind of know who the others are. You have Little Rod. Yeah, you have the other few. I think a few disgruntled employees. If you ask me, I think that Diddy has a mole in his crew. I think there's a mole in his crew. I think there's somebody in his crew that is watching this thing break down from within. I truly believe there's a mole inside of the clique. And it's shine time, and only God knows what Cassie is telling those federal authorities, what Cassie is constructing, what Cassie's talking about, all the salacious details and all the criminal and the sex acts and all the debauchery, if you will. But let's read this report. Diddy's ex, Cassie, has been in touch with authorities in the federal investigation. Not just that, we're told she's cooperating, as are others who've sued him. So if you don't know, Diddy was sued by Little Rod. He was sued by a woman that claimed that, Diddy sexually assaulted her back in 2003. And there's also a woman from the early 90s who's alleging that Diddy assaulted her back in the day. I believe that these women and Little Rod have come together, and they are, coming together. I believe that they are the Jane and the John Does, because, reportedly it was said that it was 3 Jane Does and 1 John Doe. I believe that Cassie's one of the Jane Does, Little Rod is one of the John Does. And it's shine time for Diddy, unfortunately. Let's continue with the report. Sources with direct knowledge tell us Cassie is among the witnesses the feds have been in contact with in connection with the Diddy investigation. We're told she's been working with investigators for several weeks, presumably even before Diddy's homes were raided. Now listen, she got that NDA. It's being reported that she got upwards of 20 to 30 million dollars from Diddy. But you see, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough for all the pain and suffering. That's not enough for allegedly, making her have relations with, dudes with 13-inch, tool pounding her out while Diddy was, playing with himself in the corner. Warning. That, she wants restitution. She wants justice for all the things that Diddy put her through. Let's continue with the report. Giving the timing, it seems Cassie may have helped the feds establish probable cause to get a judge to sign off on a search warrant. Other women, we're told, have also been in contact with federal investigators. So there's other women. I think that they're mostly women that have sued him. I think that it's mostly women that have sued him. We don't know what Cassie has told the feds, but presumably it mirrors the lawsuit she filed against Diddy, in which she alleged he forced her to have relations with multiple male prostitutes. violated her, beat her, and plied her with drugs and alcohol over a course of their relationship. Now, keep in mind, they were together for years. They had to be together. I think this is the document right here, but they were together for a long time, for a very long time. So, I'm sure she has some type of receipts. I'm sure she's kept some things. I'm sure she's, holding on to some things in terms of being a witness to these crimes that she's cooperating against Diddy for. She also alleged he engaged in sex trafficking. Diddy denied her claims, but settled a day after. Y'all remember that it took him less than 48 hours, really 24 hours, to settle that lawsuit. She made upwards of $20 to $30 million. It looks bad on that whole shindig. Salute to Cat. I see Cat is in the building. Salute to Cat. Salute to Cat. I see you checked into the building. Salute. Cat says she enjoyed that. Cassie is full of Cat, why are you victim blaming? Why are you victim blaming? Do you think that she really wanted to get pounded out by 13 inches of rod? While Diddy was, fandangling himself in the corner, do you really think that she wanted that? You think Cassie just some big freak? And it was so. Let me ask you this, Kat. Do you think that this is really all of Cassie's fetishism that she tried to put on Diddy? Do you think that this is all of her fetishism that she's trying to make him bite the bullet for? Do you think that's what this is? If you're taking the angle that she wanted it, or this is what she was into, you have to take the angle of, so I guess this is not Diddy. I guess this is all her fetishism. This is all the things that she liked to do. She also alleged. Oh, I read that part. Cassie was in a long-term relationship with Diddy for about 10 years. They were together for a hot minute before they split in 2018. Her current husband is Diddy's former trainer. A lot of people don't know that Cassie ran off with the trainer. Here, Diddy is paying this man to, keep everybody healthy, keep everybody, exercising or whatever. He's knocking off Diddy's girl. Nobody really contemplated that or thought about that. He's knocking off Diddy. He's knocking off Diddy's girl. He runs off with Diddy's girl. Unclear at this point which of the other women have also been cooperating with the feds. We also don't know if Diddy's ex-employee Rodney Jones has been interviewed at this point. Let's continue. Diddy has called the allegations against him in the raid a witch hunt. For now, he hasn't been arrested or charged with a crime. A lot of people are saying that this thing is going to evolve by the end of this year. They're saying that, we should see some charges around the end of this year. But I mean, this whole thing, oh my goodness, man. It's just like, I don't know, man. The fact that Cassie's cooperating now, this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. If you have this woman cooperating, if you have this woman essentially telling everything that happened, coming forward, it's like, man, what does Diddy do now? What does Diddy do now? Because if Cassie knows any type of information, if Cassie has any type of receipts on this dude, I would think it's lights out. I would really think it's lights out. If she kept and she held on to any mementos, any receipts from all of these alleged, orgies that happen, all these, sexual crimes that happen, all these things that happen. If she held on to any mementos from this whole ordeal, I would think it's lights out for Diddy. That's something that we're going to have to talk about. That's something that we're going to have to think about, watching this case evolve, because, she took the NDA money, but at the end of the day, I mean, that doesn't supersede federal charges. They may have gave her immunity. They told her, listen, we will not be charging you. We will not be prosecuting you. We will not be going after you. We want the big fish. We want Diddy. And ultimately, now she's playing the piper. Now she's, now she's dealing with the nonsense now, now he's dealing with it. Excuse me, rather. He's dealing with the nonsense now. But we're going to see how this thing, unravels, man. Cassie is officially cooperating with the authorities, as the report says. She's officially cooperating, yeah. Cooperating with the feds and the probes. Others are talking. So, you have multiple people out there talking. Multiple people are out there talking. Cat says Cassie would. Cassie doesn't strike me as some, sexually deviant woman, though. Cat, I'm gonna be honest with you. Does she strike you as that? I mean, she's an attractive woman. I would think that she could get, almost any man that she want, and have any man she want sexually. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's dudes in the industry that she liked that hollered at her. I wouldn't think that she would be out here just having reckless relations with, whoever has the biggest Johnson. Oh, I agree with you on that, Cat. Cat says Cassie is money hungry. I agree with that. She definitely is money hungry. No question. No question. Cat says I could see through her. See through her BS. Let me ask you this, Cat. Let me ask you this. Because I've wondered this about Cassie. Do you think that she's doing this to be vindictive because she never got that ring? If you don't know, Diddy and Cassie, they were together for a long time. This wasn't no like a little couple. This wasn't no weekend fling. They were together for a hot minute. And I believe that she was holding out for that ring. She wanted a ring. She wanted to get married to him. She wanted to have his kids. But, he wanted to live that playboy lifestyle. He wanted to, run around with this girl, run around with that girl, be with Carisha, And, she kind of got put on the back burner. Do you think she's doing all of this because he, pretty much, took away her youth, did all of these sexual things with her and put her through all of these sexual things, and he never put a ring on it? What did Beyonce say? What did Beyonce say? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. It makes you wonder. Cat says right. Exactly. Warning. Oh, Sinclair's in the building. Salute to Sinclair. Sinclair's in the building. Salute to Sinclair. Sinclair says, I think potentially she's doing it for her own protection. I mean, undoubtedly, the feds have gave her immunity. So she's not going to be charged if Diddy pulls a receipt out in the criminal trial of, Cassie was the one who wanted to do this. Cassie was the one who ordered these male prostitutes, and Cassie was the one wanting me to order these things for her. This is her fetishism. Ultimately, she's going to be good because she has immunity. It's the same thing with the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case. Everybody is pointing at Kelsey. Everybody's saying, Kelsey possibly did this. Kelsey probably did it. But nobody outright said it. But everybody's pointing and saying, Kelsey possibly may have done it. But at the end of the day, it don't matter if Kelsey did it or not because she had immunity. The cops gave her immunity. Ultimately, they were trying to throw Tory Lanez in prison. So if it comes out in a criminal trial that, oh, Cassie ordered these male prostitutes and Cassie was doing all this trafficking and yada, 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 she has the immunity. It doesn't matter because they want the big fish. They want Diddy. So it doesn't matter regardless. You know, they want to throw Diddy underneath the bus. They want to throw the diddler underneath the bus. You know? Right? Now, I'm going to get back to Diddy. I want to talk a little bit about, hold on. Before we get to this, hold on. I want to talk a little bit about, we're going to come back to Cassie, right? We have to come back to Cassie at a later date, but we have to talk about this. Let me put this up on the screen. It's only right and it's only fair that we put this up on the screen. We have to talk about this, right? They're talking about Diddy and Ashton Kusher right now. We have to talk about, well, she better get herself checked because I hear from all the frisky dicky going on, everybody needs to get checked for the bumps from the freak offs. I agree. I 110%. I mean, it's not like they was having freak offs in Atlanta. Who was the town that's reported to have the third highest HIV infection rates. I mean, I don't know if y'all know that. It's not like they was having freak offs in Atlanta, but I agree. If they were having all of these orgies and stuff like that, she may have to get checked out. Sinclair says a lot of body bags around Mr. Combs. If you're a witness for the feds, your protection. He blew up a car for goodness sakes. Exactly. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. Kid Cudi confirmed that happened. Kid Cudi said it definitely did happen. But let's get to this Ashton Kusher thing because I have to play these clips because you know. They're pointing and saying that Ashton Kusher, who to I had no idea. They said that Ashton Kusher is good friends with Diddy. They said that they were kind of close, and they are in a video in Law and Crime. I'm going to play it very soon. They're saying that Ashton Kusher has knowledge of these parties. He was in a Hot Ones interview. Anybody who watches Hot Ones, where they eat like the hot wings and they get interviewed, celebrities. The interviewer asked him about one of Diddy's parties. He was like, "Oh, I can't talk about that." Why can't you talk about that, Ashton Kusher? Are you afraid that you may incriminate yourself? Are you afraid that you may have indulged in some illicit crime or some criminal activities? Why can't you talk about it? He kind of shot himself in the foot. If you kind of, I'm going to play it very soon. He kind of shot himself in the foot. He should have just said, listen, I've been to a couple Diddy parties and they had a good time and should have just kept it there. At this point, he may have to get a lawyer right now. Because they're saying that, he was around Diddy. He been to a couple of these these parties, It's not looking good. Sinclair says he wrote a letter of reference for convicted rapist Danny Masterson. So there's that. That's a fact. He did do that. I remember that. I remember the video when he was sitting next to his wife and they were apologizing and all of this other nonsense. I remember that. Here they were trying to, stick up for this man who has been violating women, doing all of these vile things and, sexually assaulting all of these women. And they wrote a letter to the damn judge trying to help this guy. So, there's a pattern here. Of course, they can't stick up for Diddy either, because they can't stick up for Diddy because it looks bad. Because it was a public outrage after they wrote that letter for Danny Masterson. Kat says, "Well, if he knows, just know he will be called to the court too." Well, it's looking like that. In my opinion, Anybody who's been at a Diddy party should look into getting a lawyer. If you've been there, if there's photographs, if there's video evidence that you have been at one of these parties with Diddy, it's not looking good for you. You may want to get a lawyer. You may want to get a criminal attorney, because I'm letting you know right now, Diddy ain't trying to sit in prison for 50 years. Diddy ain't trying to go out like Suge Knight. Diddy ain't trying to go out like that. Diddy ain't trying to sit in no jail for 50 years. So if he got to throw a couple rappers underneath the bus, throw a couple politicians, and throw a couple actors underneath the bus to save his own tail, we seen it before. He did it with Shine. We seen it. He'll throw somebody underneath the bus if he has to save his own skin. We seen this, did he do these things? So in my opinion, if you're a celebrity and you've been to these parties and there's video or photographs or any type of evidence that you've been there, you may want to get a criminal attorney. And let's play this video where they were talking about how, Ashton Kusher, he may have knowledge of some of these things that happen at these parties, And it was kind of shocking to me, because I didn't know that they were friends like that. I didn't know they were cool or they used to hang out or anything like that. It was unbeknownst to me. But Diddy has, he likes his different flavors. He might want to lay up with a white actor. He may want to lay up to a black woman one night, like Carisha. He may want to, he like his different flavors. He don't like just one flavor, Well, let's get into it. This is the video where they're talking about long crime. Let's get into it.
I've got a lot I can't tell. So,
run that back.
Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell.
Why you can't tell nobody what happened at those parties, Ashton Kusher? He looks guilty already. There's a lot I can't tell. So what happened? If you can't tell, listen, man. If everybody was an adult and everybody was a consenting adult, and nobody was drugged or violated, why can't you tell? Is it that it was a lot of criminal activity going on in there? Is it that maybe it was some underage, women in there? Is it that it may have been some drugs involved? Maybe people were getting drugged and violated? Why can't you tell?
So, can't tell that one either.
As Sean Diddy Combs faces
it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Scrutiny from federal investigators and the public, people seem to be distancing themselves from the music mogul. And that includes his longtime friend, actor Ashton Kusher. He seems to be the latest celebrity to pull away. And how could he be drawn into a sex trafficking investigation? We're going to discuss.
Because he may have allegedly, he may have some knowledge, He shot himself in the foot. He should have never set up on an interview talking about, I was at these Diddy parties and I did this and I did that. And he should have just kept his mouth shut. He should have said, I never been to no Diddy parties. And if there ever was a photograph of me there, it was photo opted. It was photoshopped. I was never there. That's what he should have said. Sinclair says, Cat, it will be like Oprah. You will get a subpoena. You will get a subpoena. You will get. Cat says, I blame Diddy's mother as well, because everything starts at home and the apple does not fall from the tree. Doesn't fall far from the tree. Excuse me. Cat also says, it's sad how Diddy's father died, but now I know why and how Diddy has took his life this far. Wow.
It all with entertainment attorney and journalist Jonathan Handel. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So in the months since bombshell lawsuits were filed against Sean Combs, the founder of Bad Boy Entertainment, and these suits like from his ex Cassandra Ventura and his former producer Rodney Jones, the rapper and entertainment mogul has been in the news, I don't know, quite a lot, to say the least. And there are a lot of people out there who may not want to be associated with him or get any of that negative publicity.
and you see this, a lot of people, you're not going to see a lot of people wanting to be next to him. Like, you see certain rappers like Fat Joe, you know, he said he's praying for him, but Fat Joe is not going to sit up there and say, I've been to a bunch of Diddy parties. There was nothing going on in there. You're not going to see nobody say or like stick up for him in the aspect of saying, I was at one of those parties. Nothing like that happened. Or I was at this type of party with Diddy. He was never doing none of that. Or I've been in these functions with Diddy and that never happened. You're not going to see that. You're going to see people just saying, oh, it's sad what's happening to Diddy, and, you know, it's sad what's happening to him. I'm wishing the best for him and his family. That's what you're going to see. But you're not going to see nobody sticking up for him and saying that, yeah, I was there and that never happened. Nah, Diddy's a clean-cut dude and he's not involved in any type of criminal activity. You're not going to see that whatsoever. Because ultimately, if you say that, that's ultimately going to bring you into a deposition. That's going to bring you into a criminal trial. What were you doing there? Were there underage women there? Were people being drugged? Were there being human trafficking going on? I mean, it's ultimately going to bring you down.
Or maybe wrap themselves up in this criminal investigation. Why do I say that? Because there were these raids that happened on his properties. Agents from Homeland Security last week reportedly pursuant to...
Sinclair says Ashton, who headed Thorn, a nonprofit that claimed to assist trafficking victims. He was removed from the company. I heard that he founded that company. Yeah, I heard about that. You know, the fact that he wrote a letter for Danny Masterson, and then you're running around with Diddy at the Diddy parties. You know, it doesn't look good. You know, he probably did the right thing by stepping down.
Ongoing investigation into sex trafficking. Raided 2 homes, one in Miami and one in LA. Now, going back to the lawsuits, which may have prompted this investigation, the lawsuits accuse Combs of multiple horrific crimes and rape, sexual assault, physical and verbal.
Hold on. It's not looking good for Diddy, man. It's not looking good for Diddy right now.
Verbal abuse, blowing up someone's car, involvement in shootings, weapons and narcotics possession.
He sound like John Gotti. This the type of stuff John Gotti was doing. Think about it. Human trafficking, blowing up people's cars, shootings. This sound like he's John Gotti. It's not looking good for the diddler. I'm sorry, but it's not. Sinclair says, where's the religious leader standing behind him? That's a good question. Why don't you see TD Jake saying Diddy's a good dude, or all of the, you know, the Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons? Why aren't they coming forward? Are they scared that Diddy may have a tape on them? Was, you know, Al Sharpton getting railroaded, you know, getting his backyard, you know, touched up by a 13-inch Jason Love type of dude? You know? Was Jesse Jackson in the room where Cassie was getting, you know, railroaded by 3 or 4 dudes while Diddy was in the corner? Was he in those rooms? It makes you think, does Diddy have tapes on them? Does Diddy have stings on these individuals, you know?
Engaging in prostitution, even spiking the drinks of minors. But for that federal criminal investigation, there has been no word yet on what Combs' connection exactly is to that case, and Combs has not been arrested. He has not been charged. What we do know is that agents conducted these raids in almost a military-like fashion. They were armed with guns. They carried boxes full of what we believe to be a lot of electronics.
Cass says, I am not taking up for Diddy if this is true or not. But honestly, you cannot blame Diddy in a sense because of his upbringing. It's almost as he was raised himself to this point because now his son. I disagree, Kat. I totally disagree. I think that Diddy is an overgrown male child that thinks that he's still in the 90s. Most people that lived his type of lifestyle, back in the 90s, they've grown up. You don't see Jay-Z doing these orgies and things like that. Now, I'm not saying, any of these dudes are clean or anything like that, but I'm saying the perception. You seen Diddy doing these things. You seen Diddy popping up at all the parties, all the events, running around with all the young boys, trying to date all the young girls, trying to have relations with the girls that his son is having relations with. I mean, he wanted to be an overgrown man child, and still he thought he was still in the 90s. He didn't want to grow up. I truly believe Jay-Z was like, you know what? I can't continue to have this perception that I'm just this womanizing rapper. I can't have this perception. I have to clean up my image, because if I'm going to get to the next level business wise, if I'm going to get to the next level corporate wise, I have to have a wife. I have to have a cleaner image. And I think that Diddy he did a good job. He masqueraded for a long time, in corporate America, but ultimately, everything that happens in the darkness comes to light. And I think he's just an overgrown man child. Truly. Cass says it's also getting looked at for raping the woman. Listen, he's being charged for that as well. He's being charged with that. He's being charged for allegedly doing that. Sinclair says the cheese stands alone. Cass says, plus his sons look just like him and wants to be just like him. Yeah, they do. I think that ultimately this case is going to hurt his sons as well, because they're already looking at his sons as having some type of criminal, element to what Diddy's doing. They're looking at Diddy having relations with the same girls that his son is having. Like, somebody has to break that down. Why was Diddy messing with girls his son messes with? That's kind of weird. Like, your son brings a girl home, and he telling his dad, I like this girl, she's a chill girl, she's sweet. And then 5 months later, Diddy's rocking with her. He's at the party with her. He's all up on his son's girl. I mean, it's just very weird and very peculiar.
Out of the home. And since the
Take
raids
this jacket
happened
off.
a little more than a week ago, Combs released a statement through his attorney denying that he's done anything to warrant this, calling it a witch hunt. But there really hasn't been anyone outside of his family that has really voiced support for him, which I thought is such a curious aspect to this. And I've asked my guest.
I think because they're being investigated. I think that his sons, they're looking at his sons. They're looking at a couple people in his family, and they're saying, they may have some information as well. Sinclair says, like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That was a warning. Warning. Salute to Sinclair. But yeah, I think that they're looking at his family as well. I think they're looking at, his sons. They're looking at a few people in his family and saying, well, how innocent are they? What do they know? How culpable are they? Is his son, bringing underage girls around Diddy and giving them drugs and stuff like that? We don't know. But I'm sure the feds are looking into it.
About this as well. But now a new name has come into the mix. Ashton Kusher. Yes.
Warning. Ashton Kusher. What were you doing at the Diddy parties? Did your wife, Mila Kunis, did she know that you was at the Diddy parties? Allegedly. Were you drugging people at the Diddy parties? Sexually violating people at the Diddy parties? Doing criminal activities at the Diddy parties? Human trafficking at the Diddy party? He's going to be in a world of hurt. Like, if somebody could provide receipts that he was a willing participant at these Diddy, that's why I said anybody that was at these Diddy parties, they need to get a lawyer now. Get a lawyer now because you want to get a lawyer now before, because Diddy does not want to go out like Suge Knight. He's not trying to die in prison. He's not trying to go out like R. Kelly. He's not trying to go out like that. If Diddy could throw some heads underneath the bus to make that, that landing a little bit softer, where maybe he can get, instead of getting 50 years, maybe he'll get 10 or 15 or 20. And if he could throw a few people underneath the bus, point a couple fingers elsewhere, whether it be an Ashton Kusher, whether it be a Clive Davis or a Jimmy Iovine, if he could throw some other people underneath the bus, he's going to do it. No question. So they need to hire a lawyer.
Who's been friends with Combs for decades. In fact,
and that was a shock to me.
Evans of the channel First We Feast interviewed Kutcher while they ate spicy wings on Hot Ones some years ago. And he asked Kutcher about how he met Sean Combs and about...
Cass says Diddy has no support system standing by him at all. They are afraid of the retribution from state and courts. This is really, really bad for Diddy. I agree. I absolutely agree. Nobody wants to stand next to somebody with these types of charges. Nobody wants to stand next to them. And ultimately, when you stand by somebody with these type of charges, it makes you look like you were an enabler. It makes you look like you were there as well, and you were allowing this behavior, and you didn't mind this behavior either. It looked like you was a willing participant, if you will, when you stand next to Diddy. Kat says, I would assume they leave the houses for Diddy's girls. I think when Diddy leaves the houses with his twin daughters, I think that's all a photo op. I think that's just a PR move. He just wants to make it look like to the media that he's this good father. He cares about his daughter. That's just a PR move. They're just trying to make his public image look like a squeaky clean. Sinclair says, imagine the hours and hours of video they have. I believe they have a lot of tapes. I believe that the feds are combing through that DVR. They're combing through the security system as we speak. They're combing through it.
Combs' infamous party.
Let's continue.
So,
now this is Ashton Kusher on Hot Ones. Look at him stutter and pretty much shoot himself in the foot by saying, "Oh, I can't tell that story. I can't tell that story." Well, why can't you tell that story? See, people like this, when celebrities like this talk, they're gonna make that ditch for Diddy deeper and deeper. Because why are you even on this show making it seem like, okay, Diddy, he did something very criminal, or something criminal happened, or something that is so salacious, or something that is so illegal happened that you can't even tell the story. It looks bad. It looks really bad. And there's evidence that you was hanging tough with him. So he can't deny that he wasn't at these parties. He can't deny that, oh, I was never there. I was never there. Or I hung out for like 5 minutes and I left the party. Ashton Kusher, you was there. You was a willing participant. And when you did this interview, see, people love talking too much. We live in the era of people just talking too much. They love to snitch on themselves. He shot himself in the foot. Let's continue. Look at him stuttering. Look at him pretty much, explain how something illegal happened at these parties, but he can't talk about it.
Can't tell that one either. I mean, like actually cycling through them, our relationship was really bizarre. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He's like, oh, I'll go for a run with you. And so he comes over to go for a run. About halfway through the run, he's like, yo, I'm running out of gas right now. But we had like paparazzi all around us at the time. He's like, you gotta slow down but make it look like you're not slowing down.
Because he had to
I don't want to look like I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing. And he was losing it. So we finished out the run, and then he was
sound like they had a real good friendship.
so upset over the fact that he got
Sound like they was like really boys and they was hanging tough.
skunked on this run. That year, he decided to run the New York Marathon. And so he just started immediately training for the New York Marathon.
I like that.
'Cause
Bounce back.
Well, he just can't lose. Even when he's that close to humility, that like it becomes a driver. And so then he went out and ran the New York Marathon.
Now, to be clear, Ashton Kutcher.
It doesn't look good.
Warning, 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 warning.
Pretty much, he shot himself in the foot because he pretty much let it be known. Yeah, this was my boy. Now, do I think that they still hang out? Do I think that they still go to parties together? I mean, Ashton Kusher is a married man. He's married to Mila Kunis. Do I think that they hanging tough today? No. But it does show that okay, he was hanging around him. He been to some of these parties. And he's seen some stuff that might have been illegal or, salacious. Let's continue.
Spoken out about Diddy since the lawsuits were filed or since the raids happened.
Of course not.
Let's talk about this. And who better to talk about this than all of this Diddy controversy than with entertainment attorney and journalist Jonathan Handel. Jonathan, good to have you.
I need y'all to hit that like button. That is a warning.
Warning, 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 warning.
I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. That is a warning.
Warning, 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 warning.
I see Nelly is in the building. Salute to Nelly. Nelly's in the building. But absolutely, Diddy and Ashton Kusher, they've been hanging tough. They've been boys. So he can't sit up here and act like he wasn't around and he wasn't culpable. Salute to Reese. I see Reese is in the building. Salute to Reese. I see he's in the building. Was Diddy and Ashton Kusher hanging tough? What were they doing at the parties? Were they eating hot dogs and bananas together? No Diddy. What were they doing together? Why can't Ashton Kusher just tell you what happened? What illegal content was going on there? Who was being drugged? Who was being violated on the couch?
Have you back here on Sidebar.
It's good to be back with you, Jesse.
So talk to me about what your reaction is to the Ashton Kutcher component. I mean, I just played you that bit from Hot Ones where, again, he kind of is saying, oh, I can't tell you about that. I can't tell you about this party. What's your reaction to it?
Well, this is, first of all, without prejudging the accusations, which are horrific, as you point out. But we also have to remember we're in the court of public opinion. The court of law is what ultimately decides these sorts of things. But that said, this is a radioactive situation that no one wants to be associated.
What does Ashton Kusher know?
With. And Ashton, in particular, I think will have a muscle memory of what happened when he came out.
He better figure something out. Because, listen, the feds may knock on his door and say, well, listen, we have enough evidence that you were at these parties and you seen things, and there's some things you can't talk about. You need to cooperate, because this is not looking good for you. We have a few women that say they were drugged, a few women that said they were sexually assaulted, and they are saying that you were at these parties. You can either cooperate, or hey, Diddy may cooperate on you. What if Diddy gets in that interrogation room and says, you know what? Listen, y'all over here talk about 50 years, 40 years. Listen, what names do you want? Give me a list of people that you want me to rat on. I got it for you. Ashton Kusher, let me tell you about Ashton Kusher. He had this underage girl, allegedly. He gave her some drugs. He violated her. Who else you want? You want Al Sharpton, TD Jakes? Who you want? They was in a room with me. I had 13 male prostitutes, 13 inches of slong. No Diddy. And we had a whole big orgy. We cracked open that Bible, and had an orgy. No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. He may come with the list of names and say, listen, I got these list of names, and here we go. I got these list of names for you. You want me to rat on people? I'll rat on you. So that's what I'm saying. It's like celebrities have to really think and say, should I go get myself a lawyer and talk to the feds now before Diddy ultimately rats on me? Because Diddy's not trying to sit in no jail for no 50 years. Diddy's not trying to sit in no jail for no 20 years. That's something that y'all gonna have to deal with, you know? Reese says, oh, wow, he actually did pass away. Who you talking about? Who y'all talking about passed away? You talking about? Oh, you talking about Vontae Davis. Wow. Vontae Davis found, wow. For real? NFL star Vontae Davis found, wow. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. We might have to stop the show. What happened to him? Vontae Davis? Hold on. Wow. Well, that was 2 days ago, wasn't that? Vontae Davis believes brother. Oh, that was 7 hours ago. Police 911 call. Former NFL, because this is on NBC News right here. It says 2 days ago. Former NFL cornerback Vontae Davis, 35, found dead at Florida mansion. Police say, "Wow." Yeah, I seen this past my timeline, but I didn't know if it was true or not. That's crazy, man. Do they know why or what happened? Like, what happened? I don't see nothing. There is no further information available pending. There's no really information. Yeah, the cause of death is still to be determined. Yeah, so nobody knows what happened yet. That's crazy though. Yeah, I seen that run past my timeline. That's crazy. Yeah, man. That's nutty. I ain't gonna lie. Let me get back to this Diddy news, man. God bless the dead. Condolences to the family. That's crazy. Oh, man. That's crazy, man. Man. But in regardless to Diddy, man, in regardless of this Diddy case, man, this is crazy, man. Nah, let me. I had to turn off the thing. I clicked it by accident. My fault, man. I mean, condolences to the family. I mean, nobody knows what happened. It said that it's still to be determined to what his death is still to be determined. So they don't know exactly what happened. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Cat says they say Diddy will turn the tables on Jigga Man. Can I talk about that for a second? And condolences to Vontae Davis family. God bless the dead, man. But I have to talk about this Diddy thing and Jay-Z because people keep talking about Diddy and Jay-Z. Can I just talk about this for a second? And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because I feel like a lot of people are hoping that ultimately that Jay-Z will be next. And I'm going to tell you guys why Jay-Z won't be next. I'm going to tell you guys why. Right? I kind of talked about this earlier. The reason why Jay-Z won't be next. Let's get into it. Jay-Z won't be next because Jay-Z is, for one, a smart businessman. See, Diddy's a smart businessman, but his vices are his crutch. He's a exceptional businessman. Great with that paperwork. Great with that promotional work. The way he built up that Ciroc. The way he built up Bad Boy. The way he built up Sean John. I mean, that's just all being a great businessman. But Diddy's crutch is his vices. Clearly, he's some type of, allegedly some type of sexual deviant. Clearly, he can't stop partying. Clearly, he has a fetish. Clearly, he's battling his sexual identity. He doesn't know if he wants to be gay, straight, or bisexual. He has a lot of vices. And I think that Jay-Z, this is just my opinion, that Jay-Z realized that whole, because don't get it wrong, Jay-Z was a womanizer back in the day, back in the 90s, the 2000s. I mean, Jay-Z was a womanizer. He was womanizing with the best. He used to be running around with the supermodels and running around smashing all the video vixens and turning up at the parties. Jay-Z was doing it too. But Jay-Z ultimately realized that being a womanizer isn't marketable to corporate America. Being a womanizer isn't marketable. Isn't marketable to being a billionaire. Think about it. Who was the first hip hop billionaire? We can look it up. Hold on, let's look it up. Who was the first hip hop billionaire? A lot of people thought it was Dre, but it wasn't. Let's look it up. Who was the first hip hop billionaire? Who was the first hip hop billionaire? Let's look that up. Let's do this a research show. Jay-Z. Jay-Z. Now, let me tell you, I think that it's by no design that Jay-Z is the hip hop's first billionaire, because his vice is his hustle. His vice is his hustle. He gets away from people that's messing up the bag. Think about it. He gets away from people that's messing up the bag. Think about it. Dame Dash. He had to split that bag 3 ways with Dame Dash and Biggs Burke. Dame Dash was messing up his bag. He was, screaming on Kev Lyles in the Def Jam offices and wilding out and doing all these things. He gets away from people that mess up the bag. Kanye West, anti-Semitism and all this other stuff he was doing. He gets away from people that mess up the bag. So ultimately, when it comes to being a womanizer and doing all of these Diddy parties and stuff like that, I think that Jay-Z is just smarter business-wise. He understands that that's not marketable. Being a womanizer, doing all of these parties and having all these things. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's by coincidence that Jay-Z, hold on, because I saw this today. Jay-Z canceled, he canceled, I saw he canceled something. Hold on. He canceled the Rock Nation brunch, but he also canceled something else. He canceled something else. Why am I in here? Hold on. Jay-Z. What the hell is happening? Hold on. He canceled the Rock Nation brunch. Oh, my computer's wilding out. What is going on? My computer's wilding out. I don't even know what's happening right now. But he canceled the Rock Nation brunch, and he but I think that he's canceling all of these things because he doesn't want to be thrown in the mix of these things. He's canceling like different events and stuff like that. Like because he doesn't want to be in the mix of a lot of these things. He doesn't want to be. That's what he canceled. He canceled the Made in America festival. The Made in America festival. My computer. I don't know what's it's messing up right now. But he can't. I saw a report where he canceled the Made in America festival. So ultimately, he's a smart businessman. I'm just gonna say that he's a smart businessman. That's probably why you're not gonna see him in any type of things like how Diddy is. I just think he's just a little bit too smart. He's a little too smart. A lot of these dudes, they have vices. Not saying that Jay-Z doesn't have vices as well, because he is a man. But I think that a lot of these dudes like Diddy, they have vices that ultimately are, bad for them. That's gonna bring them into some type of criminal trial. Cat says, honestly, what is going on with Lil Wayne? What's up with Lil Wayne? What Lil Wayne do? What Lil Wayne do? What happened with Lil Wayne? What happened with Lil Wayne? Yeah, man. But I mean, that's ultimately that's why you're not gonna see Jay-Z in any type of thing like that. So if you guys are hoping to see Jay-Z brought into something, I mean, ultimately, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that Jay-Z is dumb enough to do a lot of the things that, Diddy does. I mean, everybody, and let's be real, let's be honest. For years, Diddy ran around the industry doing a lot of zesty things, He had a stigma on him. He had a stigma for being, a party animal. He had a stigma for being a sexual deviant. He had a stigma on him for being, questionable in terms of his sexuality. He had a stigma on him, And when you put all those contributing factors, into a hip hop mogul who's, worth $1 billion, I mean, this is kind of what you get. If you're going to be honest with you, this is kind of what you get. You get this. You get this this shit show, if you will. Sinclair says, while Puffy was dosing guests, Jay-Z was hanging with the Obamas. That's a fact. See, Jay-Z plays chess. He doesn't play checkers. A lot of if you really look at Jay-Z's moves, all of his moves are chess. They're not checkers. A lot of these niggas be playing checkers, man. Jay-Z plays chess, because you ain't gonna see Jay-Z in no party, with 20 models, 20 IG models, ace of spade everywhere, mollies. You're not gonna see Jay-Z doing that. You're not gonna see him doing that. But see, that's the thing with Diddy. Diddy didn't want to grow up. Diddy still think it's 1999. Diddy still think it's early 2000. He hasn't learned his lesson. He still want to have relations with all the girls his sons are bringing home. Think about that. Your son bringing home a young girl. Your son bringing home a young girl, and your son is telling you how much he likes her, how much I like this girl. She's a sweet girl, and yada yada yada. And next thing you know, a week go by, you found out that your dad was popping off your girl. Wouldn't you feel like, dad, what are you doing, bro? Like grow up, man. Go date a woman your age, bro. Go get married. Go file for AARP, bro. Get away from the girls that I'm dating. It made no sense. Why was Diddy dating Lori Harvey? Remember he was dating Lori Harvey? I heard that what's the not Christian Combs, Justin. I heard Justin was dating Lori before him. Why was you popping off girls your son was? I don't understand it. Cat says Jay-Z knows Solange will have his ass. He's still trying to dodge them kicks. Yeah, he's still trying to dodge them kicks. He's trying to get kicked. Solange was giving him them kicks, man, and yeah, Solange in that elevator. He don't want no more kicks to that sternum no more. Solange was kicking them all in them big old lips of his, man. No Diddy. I just pulled it up. Hold on. Yeah, he don't want none of that elevator smoke. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, he don't want no elevator smoke with Solange. You can see the look on their faces too, like, you could tell something went down. You could tell something went down. Just the look on everybody's faces. You could tell Jay took an L that night. Just the look on his face. But with Diddy, right? And make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That is a warning.
Warning.
Reese says, hold on. Yeah, man. But Diddy, let me pull up Puff Daddy. 90s, 1997. See, he was the man back then. You couldn't tell him nothing back then. He still think it's 97. He still think it's 97. That's Diddy's problem. He don't want to grow up. He still want to run around with the young boys, have, relations with all the young girls right now. It's like, Diddy, you got to grow up, man. You should be married. I mean, you got kids already, but you should be married. Committed to one woman. How much you want to bet if Diddy would have got married back in like 2001, 2002, 2003, roughly around the time Jay-Z started dating Beyonce. If he would have met a girl around that time, or even Cassie, if he would have married Cassie, I don't think Cassie would have did this to him if he would have married Cassie, because I think Cassie wanted that ring. Cassie wanted that ring. Let's pull up Cassie and Diddy. Cassie wanted that ring. That's what Cassie wanted. But ultimately, Cassie, she feels like she was used. Cassie was like, yo, you made me sleep with all these different dudes. You put me through all of this stuff. You put your hands on me. Ultimately, I felt like I wasted a lot of my youthful years on you, and you never gave me that ring. So this is like Cassie being kind of vindictive with Diddy, really. Cassie wanted to get married to Diddy. I think if Diddy would have married a chick like around the time Jay-Z started dating Beyonce, I think none of this happens to Diddy. Because I think ultimately the parties would have stopped before. The parties would have stopped around that time. All of the salacious stuff would have happened around, all the drugging, all the different things would have stopped around that time. Look at what Beyonce has done for Jay-Z. She cleaned up his life. Beyonce was probably the greatest business move Jay-Z has ever made, if I'm keeping it a buck with you. Kat says, what about the little white girl he was with? Oh man, do y'all really want to get into it? Oh man, you talking about the little white girl that was on the IG live, right? Hold on. Diddy white daughter. People keep talking about, is this real though? Was this just some girl? Was this just some girl, that's probably one of his neighbor's daughters or one of his daughter's friends that came to Diddy's house after school or something like that? Is this really a girl he adopted, or was this just some girl that his daughters are friends with? Because I part of me just doesn't believe it. Like, what's the science on this?
And let's just say it hasn't aged well. Check this out.
Well, let me know, what do y'all feel about this? Do y'all think that this is a girl, like a young girl that's like friends with his daughter, and he just looked at her like a daughter and probably said that, or like what's the science behind this? Y'all let me know.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
We got 9 people in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. That is a warning.
Warning.
Again, we got 9 people in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. That is a warning.
Warning.
Let's get back to Diddy having a white daughter. Now, let me know. Do y'all think that this girl, this young girl, just probably came to Diddy's house, you know, she's like maybe one of Diddy's daughter's friends, and maybe she just wanted to spend the night with her friends or something like that? Or did he legitimately adopt this white girl? Because I haven't seen her since this video. Like, where is she? I don't see her in none of the family photos or anything. She wasn't, you know, on the property when that raid happened.
I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up.
Hold on. The story she's telling sounds crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm thinking like this is just some young girl that she's probably one of the schoolmates of one of her friends. This looks crazy. Hold on. I didn't, because I seen this video, but I didn't see the whole thing. Dr. Strange, salute to Dr. Strange. He says he's checked in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that. You know, make sure you share the content. That is a warning. Warning. Back to this. Did he adopt? We're gonna have to look this up. Did he adopt this white girl? Because I haven't seen her. And if this looks bad, I'm not gonna lie. Because if you're being charged with human trafficking, and you allegedly got this little girl that you adopted, I mean, this looks kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Let's continue.
To come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. Does anyone know what exactly was going on in this video? Was it a joke? A troll? Did Diddy really adopt this girl? We can't seem to find anything on it. Does it come off creepy to you? Another post of the video was community noted. Seems the kid is Combs' daughter's friend, and it was a joke. As of
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, you know, she's one of Diddy's daughter's friends at school, and she came there, you know, just on some, you know, they spend the night, you know how kids are. Let's spend the night at your house. That's what I think it was. I'm not gonna put no validity in that. Does it look bad? I mean, a lot of things look bad. I mean, that video with Justin Bieber and Diddy, that looked crazy. The video with Usher and Diddy, that looked crazy. When Diddy's talking about they was wrestling over the cereal, how many of y'all saw that? Let's get into that. Diddy and Usher. Hold on, Kevin Hart, when they was talking about, you know, fighting over the cereal. That sounded crazy. What did they take that down? Where that's at?
Hello, educators and union members.
Is this it? Hold on, let me see. I want to know if this is it, though. I don't know if this is it. But that video was crazy. They're talking about they was wrestling over a box of cereal or something like that.
Smash subscribe.
Is this it? Hold on.
You did. No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed, at all.
There you go, right here.
Fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, just out. Hold up.
You don't think that was crazy? We got 10 people in here. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. Warning. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. Y'all don't think that was weird? I thought that was weird too. Y'all used to wake up. So what? Usher and Diddy used to wake up in the same bed together? Come on now. What you mean?
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used
Come on, come on. Did he just admit? He just admitted. I don't know if y'all just realized that. He just admitted to being a grown man and laying in bed with a 10-year-old boy. He just admitted that. He just admitted that. He just admitted to when Usher was staying with him, Usher was 10 years old. He said they used to wake up pretty much in the same bed and, wrestle over cereal. Come on, man. This is crazy. Dr. Strange says Kevin is like, yeah, man, because that sounded crazy. That sounded real crazy. Kat says, did you see the one with Diddy and Fabulous? I mean, we all seen that. Yeah, the party. We all saw that. That's infamous. We all saw that. Sinclair says, question to the males in here. You guys share a bed with your friends? Absolutely not. I have not shared a bed since I was like 4 years old. Me and my older brother. That was the last time I shared a bed with me and my older brother. But in a black household, that's how it used to be. Like it used to be, one by the head, two by the head, two by the foot,
Warning.
I didn't mean to click that. But that's how it used to be. But I definitely wasn't no 10 years old sleeping in no bed with no grown ass man. Nah, that never happened. Nah. That never happened. That never happened. Nah, that never happened. How do you explain that though? I don't know why Diddy was so comfortable telling the world that he was a grown man and he was in bed with a 10-year-old boy waking up, fighting over cereal. Kat says Loon took himself away from Usher Diddy very early. He had to. Mace too. Mace had to get away too. Mace talks about how he had to get away, man. He had to get away.
to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented.
We used to fight over the frosted flakes. Think about it. They in bed. Fighting over the frosted flakes, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Brother, for real, we used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
Even like Usher is like, yo, why are you telling people this, bro? Look at Usher's face. He's like looking like, yo, why are you telling people this, man?
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fuck.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. There's even something on the Breakfast Club when he was talking about, I don't know if I could find that. Let me see. Breakfast Club. He was talking about like marriage. He was talking about like marriage and stuff like that. Let me see if I could. Alternatives to marriage. This is it. But I don't know if I could find it. Let me see. He was like talking about his views on marriage, and it further goes on. It further goes into what I was talking about. It's like he's been masquerading in this playboy lifestyle for too long. You know, he just wants to be a playboy, And I think ultimately being a womanizing playboy is what got him to this point.
Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God.
What accountability do you take in that coming to an end?
Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, everything. I was just like, you know, I just, you know, I just wasn't. I never been a good boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's run this back. Let's run this back.
It's always gonna be, you know, that's the thing I have as an artist is my life. You know what I'm saying? I maybe cannot write the best rhymes as Kendrick or Nas, but as an artist, artistically telling my truth, you know what I'm saying, whether it's through love or getting money or whatever it is, it's gonna like ring true, you know?
What accountability do you take in that coming to an end?
Me? I mean, everything. I was just like, you know, I just, you know, I just wasn't. I never been a good boyfriend.
There you go. He's letting it be known. Like, listen, he has a high sexual appetite. You know, sometimes he likes to lay up with, you know, some, you know, of the same sex. Sometimes he likes to, you know, deal with Carisha. You know, he likes different flavors. He's one of those types of people when they go to the ice cream shop, he wants to sample all 36 flavors. You know? He can't just settle down with one flavor and just be complacent with that. He got to try them all. You know?
You know what I'm saying?
Are you a whore?
And that's why, no, I'm single, you know, and I'm honest now. But I was like, I would always be, you know, lying or seeing it. But then the internet just went so crazy, you know, and I definitely was like a, you know, a cheater.
Were you an insecure boyfriend?
Huh?
Were you an insecure
No,
boyfriend?
I wasn't insecure. I was just wanting my cake and eat it too.
There you go. You talking about a man who, you know, he wants to turn up all the time. He wants to have these lavish parties. He wants to have all these different partners. You know, he may want to invite a couple, you know, ladies of the night, even men of the night, to indulge in his sexual, you know, prowess, you know. And this is where it's gotten him. Let's continue.
I just wanted it all. I was just a Scorpio.
And you don't want those women to
with
do
a lot
other
of money,
things.
huh?
And you don't want those women to do other things. I think a lot of guys have that where they're like, I want to, you know, be together, be with you, treat you like my woman, have you not do other things, but I'm gonna do other things.
Yeah, I mean, before I just wanted to have a girlfriend and just have maybe some girls on the side. You know what I'm saying?
You see? You see? He still want to live this playboy lifestyle. Diddy, you're half a century years old. Your playboy days is over. No, I guarantee you. If Diddy would have just found a nice young, like Cassie, if he would have found a nice young girl like Cassie, would have put a ring on it, you know what I mean? And just stayed with her and started a family with her, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. He would have never had all of these lawsuits. All of these people wouldn't have been coming out of the woodwork. You wouldn't have little Rod suing you for touching his butt. It's because you didn't want to grow up. You wanted to be this overgrown man-child stuck in the 90s, still being a womanizer. Dog, you're half a century years old. You're damn near you're an AARP member. At your big age. You got kids. I mean, your kids are old enough to have kids. And you still being this overgrown man-child from the 90s. Want to live your 90s Playboy lifestyle. Come on, man. Let's continue.
Just to have, you know what I'm saying? But I had wanted in my previous relation, I wanted it to just be like that, you know? And you know, had a lot of growing up to do. You know what I'm saying? You know,
This is a 50-plus-year-old man saying he has a lot more growing up to do. Come on, bro. What's up with him? What's really up with him? Cat says Diddy would have found me. Forget Diddy. Would you give the diddler a chance, Cat? You know? you feeling the diddler, Cat? Would you give him a chance? I'm saying if he didn't have all these charges, and maybe you met him at a club, maybe you met him at a bar, and he was feeling you, Cat, would you give Diddy a chance? Would you give the diddler a chance? Dilly 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 dee. Would you give him a chance though? Dr. Strange says karma for the kids that lost their life at City College from his greed. He got off of that and letting Sean take the rap for the firearm in the club. Yeah, man, I agree. He got off with that City College thing. He definitely got off with the Sean thing too, because the woman is claiming that, because the woman she did an interview. I might have to pull that up. The woman that was there at that infamous night said that she saw Diddy pull the trigger. Diddy was the one who pulled the trigger. I may have to pull that up later on. Cat says, "Damn right I would have, but I would have been smart about mine." Would you went the Cassie route, Cat? Would you sue him for all of this stuff, or would you go the long route and try to get the prenup, not the prenup, but try to get the alimony from a divorce? How would you go about it, Cat? Would you go the route Cassie went, or would you have went the divorce route? Would you? Because Cassie tried to play the waiting game. She tried to play the game of eventually he'll crack and put a ring on it. But Diddy was like, nah, I'm not putting no ring on it. So ultimately she had to go the route of suing him, you know? Cat said I would sleep with one eye open though. Dr. Strange says much less his possible involvement with Biggie and Pac. Not paying artists. I mean, damn, yeah. I mean, Diddy has a lot of dirt. He definitely has a lot of dirt on him.
Even if I was older, I had the way I was seeing it, I wasn't seeing.
All right, Diddy. Diddy's paying the piper, man. Diddy's paying the piper. He's definitely paying the piper, man. Let me see if I can find the video of the woman that claimed that Diddy had the firearm that night. Woman from Diddy club shooting speaks. Cause I did, yeah. This is her right here. This is the woman from that night.
All your favorite brands are.
This is the woman that had gotten shot in the face that night at the club, where they said Shine had the firearm. She's saying that Diddy had the gun. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this. I don't know if y'all seen this, but I never knew this. I never knew that she was speaking out about this and saying that Diddy had the firearm.
Sharing her story.
And she's saying, see, we didn't get into that, but she's also saying that J-Lo may be dealing with some charges, because they're thinking about reopening this trial.
Anya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine.
I don't know if y'all saw this.
Since 1999, and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days. What was your reaction to Tanya when you saw these massive raids at P. Diddy's two homes?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. It was very emotional. In short, it was extremely emotional because it marked 25 years, a quarter of a century since this occurred. And I've had to relive this over and over again, intermittently in that time. So when I saw it, it was very cathartic because I finally felt like justice would be done. Justice would be mine and belong to all of his victims.
Yeah, and you have said since really right after the shooting that it was P. Diddy who shot you. I mean, I think you even said it to the doctor that night, right?
I said it immediately.
Now y'all heard that. She said that it was Diddy who had the crime. Let me run that back again because I was kind of looking at something else. Hold on.
Justice would be mine. And
Hold on.
when I saw it, it was very cathartic because I finally felt like justice would be done. Justice would be mine and belong to all of his victims.
Yeah, and you have said since really right after the shooting that it was P. Diddy who shot you. I mean,
she's saying that Diddy did it. Diddy was the one who had the firearm that night. Diddy was the one who pulled the trigger. So that opens up the door of Diddy, letting Shine take the rap. She's saying Shine wasn't the one who did it.
I think you even said it to the doctor that night, right?
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it, vehemently to all parties involved. I think in our society, we have respectability politics. There are people who want to be adjacent to power or celebrity or money, and there's a hierarchy of respectability. Because his name was more notable.
Jeroni Rush Chin says, "Did he do it? Did he do it?" You tell me, Jero. You tell me. Did he do it or did he not? Dilly 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 dee. Cat says, "Is Diddy Haitian?" He does look a little bit Haitian. He does look Haitian. He does. He does look Haitian. I ain't gonna lie. He does. I've often wondered that about Diddy too. He does look Haitian. He does. Dr. Strange says, yeah, when the news broke, they reported it was like 5 guns in the car, and his lawyer had to come out and speak, saying his client didn't have a gun. LOL, there was a witness in her and the victim, though. Yeah, listen. I personally think that he paid Shine to take the rap. That's what I think. I think he gave Shine like $2 or $3 million and say, listen, man, take the rap. You know what I mean? I'm gonna throw you like $2 million and just take it on the humble, bro. Take it on the humble. And I think Shine did it. Shine was like, yo, man, Shine was probably thinking he probably gonna get out in 5-6 years. They gave that nigga like 15 or something like that. 15 or 20 or something like that. Yeah, man.
He was believed rather than a victim who gave a first-hand account. By the grace of God, I survived.
Yeah, and this was also a different time. I mean, things were very, very different in 1999. I mean, did you sense right from the beginning that no one believed you?
Jero says, haha, I think he did do it. Greetings from Netherlands. Salute to Netherlands. Glad to see we're going across the seas here. Salute, Jero. Salute. Dr. Stress, they must have did a little nose job on her because I don't see anything. Yeah, she said that she got from that report. They said that she got shot in the face. I mean, you got to think, doctor. It's been about 25 years later, so I'm sure she's had some work done. But I mean, just think about it. I mean, that's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of therapy, physical therapy. That's a lot of probably reconstructive surgery on her face. Only God knows what this woman been through, to get her to this point.
Well, I don't think that was on my mind. I think first and foremost, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 3. At the time, I was a mother of 2. And just surviving and getting home to my children was of the utmost importance to me. Being whole and being able to mother them. That was, primary on my list. I didn't have any reason to believe that to think that someone would not believe me. But as things unfolded, it was a very short period of time where I realized that's what in fact was happening.
So, as I mentioned, Diddy has denied being the one who pulled the trigger. But this is interesting, Natanya. Rodney Jones, also known as Little Rod, is now suing Diddy for sexual harassment. That's something that's been in the headlines for the last couple of days. And there's a very interesting quote from his lawsuit that relates back to you that I want to read because it sort of ties all of this together.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And it says, Jones claims in the lawsuit, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine.
See, and they're saying that this case may be reopened. Because they're saying they're talking about J-Lo transporting the gun. They're talking about, things are being pushed into play. Will this case be reopened and will Diddy be recharged for this crime?
He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation.
Like Sinclair said, Jenny with the Glock.
With another individual. So now you have Little Rod in this new lawsuit saying that Diddy told him that he actually was responsible. I mean, what did you think?
Jenny with the Glock.
When you read that?
Well, I was incensed for a number of reasons. First and foremost, for the past quarter of a century.
Kat says she will sue too because this lady told them Diddy shot her in the face. She should sue. She should definitely sue Diddy. She should sue all of his companies. She should sue Revolt. She should sue.
He's vehemently denied that he was responsible, even though I knew wholeheartedly, and as so many others who were in the club that night, we all knew he was responsible. A lot of people were afraid for their safety, justifiably so. I mean, the history that has occurred in the last 25 years proves that they were justified in being afraid. But I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid because I still bear I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face.
Wow.
So when I saw that count 128, that's actually
9 bullet fragments in her face. Wow.
Count 128 of the lawsuit. When I saw that on a podcast that was analyzing all of the counts, I knew I had to speak. I had no intention of going viral. I was just getting it out of me. I have a mantra, having my say. There was a time a few years ago where I had a talk radio show called Having My Say.
I need y'all to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I need y'all to share this content that is a warning.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Everyone is entitled to have their say. Far too often we don't hear people or listen. And so I just wanted to get it out of me because it was like an audible, deep breath that I needed to take. And I made the TikTok video not expecting it to go viral. Went to pick up my daughter, came back home, and she's like, and I literally told her, I'm like, well, you're probably going to see it tomorrow. I made a video on TikTok. Maybe.
I mean, this woman has been through a lot, This woman has been through a lot. I mean, and Diddy, if Diddy is culpable in that crime, if he did that, then yeah, they may have to reopen that case, man. They may have to, They may have to reopen that case, but ultimately, man, it just doesn't look good for Diddy. I mean, it doesn't look good for Diddy, man. It just doesn't look good for him. I mean, I don't know. Ultimately, at this point, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. At this point, like, if you think that this is just gonna go away for Diddy, it's not. It's not. It's not. If anybody had hopes that this was just gonna disappear, I don't see it disappearing. It's just it's too many things. The wheels are turning for this whole thing, for charges to ultimately happening. I mean, the raid, you got Cassie cooperating. Unless Cassie is the most untrustworthy lioness BICTH on the planet, and Little Rod is just a zesty little boy making up stuff on Diddy, and all these other people are lying. I mean, I truly believe that, charges are going to come for Diddy. And more than likely, he probably, I'm not wishing this on him. More than likely, he will have to sit down for some time. I don't know how for how long, but I mean, all of the gears are in motion. I see it. all the gears are in motion for him to go to jail. I don't see him just getting away with this at all. Dr. Strange says, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's true. That's true. Cass says, Diddy better start saying goodbye to his kids. See, you know, I mean, listen, I'm not wishing jail on Diddy. And, you know, the whole kid thing is sad, you know, but I mean, if Diddy did these things, then ultimately, I mean, if Diddy did these things, I don't even know what to say. He did do a lot of dirt, you know. From what I see, he did hurt a lot of people, you know. Let me actually pull up this one more thing. Let me pull up this one thing as well. Hold on. I talked about this as well. Because this is also a part of the case that people aren't really talking about. I have to pull this up. I talked about this one time on a stream, but let me pull it up now. Cassie bruised face. Here we go. Now, a part of this trial, or part of the charges that he's being, you know, investigated for, is also domestic. They're also saying that, you know, Diddy was an abuser, because, you know, a lot of us were focusing on the human trafficking aspect. We're focusing on that, and we find that a little bit more salacious than a lot of the other charges. But another thing that's in this whole thing that he's being charged, or not, you know, he's being investigated for, is domestic violence. Now, I remember posting this picture and talking about this picture. This is another element that y'all have to think about, because you got to think Cassie is cooperating. So she may say, well, you remember that picture that I posted when I had the sunglasses and I had the bruises on my face? And then I told the world that I fell off some type of ATV. It was some type of motorcycle accident or whatever. No, actually, Diddy put his hands on me. Diddy beat me like an old Virginia slave. And yeah, he's an abuser. He violated me. He made me do things that were unimaginable and unthinkable. This is another element that people aren't talking about. They're not talking about the element of him possibly being investigated for this as well, because we're focusing on the human trafficking and all the other stuff and the sexual assault. He's also being, you know, investigated for domestic violence, if you don't know. You know, so this may be another contributing factor, because if she has more receipts, if she has, let's say she has about, you know, a few more pictures of Diddy, you know, beating on her, or, you know, a domestic violence, something like that, that's going to be put into play as well. Because this photograph was very alarming to me. This photograph was like, you know, this doesn't look like an ATV accident to me. This looks like somebody like put hands on her to me. This does not look like an ATV accident. Kat says, Cassie never reported it. This is why I find Cassie at fault for not reporting those things on the time it happened. I agree. But just because she didn't report it, Kat, doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know? You got to think, at this point, she has immunity. So, you know, think about it. Cassie, she got the money. She got the immunity from the feds. At this point, she has nothing to lose. She might as well tell them the truth, that this is what he did, and he did this, and he did that, and he paid off these male prostitutes, and he was human trafficking, and he was doing these drugs and stuff like that. She might as well go for self. She has no reason not to go for self at this point. You got your bag, you got the immunity from the feds, so they can't drag you into a criminal, you know, trial or investigation if you did anything. She might as well go for self. You know? Cass says, Cassie and those women tolerate his behavior. I agree. She did tolerate it. She can't deny that she didn't tolerate it. She definitely tolerated it. I agree with that aspect. She definitely tolerated it for a number of years, you know? But then, it's just something to think about because people, they're not talking about that though. They're not talking about, Diddy being investigated for this as well. They're just talking about the human trafficking and everything else. But that's something to think about. Something to think about, All in all, it is something to think about that we have to talk about. But I'm gonna keep my eyes on this whole thing, man. I mean, it's just this, this is the number one story in black media. The number one story in black media, the diddler. So I'm gonna keep giving my investigative reporting on this story, man. I have to. It's the biggest story this year so far. But that's all I had to say. I just want to come in and talk about this, the whole diddler fiasco. I want to thank you guys for coming out and joining me. Salute to Kat. Salute to Dr. Strange. Salute to Sinclair. Salute to Nelly. Salute to all salute to Reese. Salute to Jerome. Salute to everybody that came out. Thank y'all guys for joining me. Yeah, man. But this whole Diddy thing, it's a kerfluffle. It's definitely a kerfluffle, but we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Investigative reporting and the research show. But thank y'all guys for joining me. Thank y'all. Thank you to all the mods, everybody that came in. Thank y'all for my first stream back. I haven't done a stream in a couple of days. Finally, I did one. I'm gonna try to do one tomorrow as well, and also I'm trying to make some more videos. I have to get back on my police videos. I haven't made a police video in a hot minute. I got to get back on my police video grind, my police body cam videos. But I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I will see you guys another video, another live stream, or another time. You guys have a blessed night, man. Good night.
Reppin' the road, foreign status with my name on their toes. These studies announce me honestly, put the seat back in the Odyssey, body, little mama wanna suck in the